Hello, welcome back to Doki Literature Club. I think the last place we had logged off of, it was the festival. Well, the start of the festival. Sayori is depressed, which we now know, and apparently she had a crush on us. And she thinks it's a... I can't even talk about it right now. But anyway, let's get into it. Today is the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered to go to her house and wake her up, but I decided it's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up and take it with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over, so I can spend some time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Go ahead. You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in this classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. At the end, I found a random poem online and I thought Monica would like and submitted it. What? So are you just trying to please Monica now? Like, what's this about? So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd at least try a little harder. I say that, but I'm suddenly remembered what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly felt awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only say that because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone and wake her up after all. You should take a little more responsibility for her, Koi. I mean, specifically, you're the exchange for her yesterday. Wait, how do you know about that though? You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammered, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. I'm not too worried about that. I'm more concerned on how she knows that, though. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. What? Huh? Huh? How does she know? What? Okay, out of all the times, this one is the scariest that she has ever gotten me. Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, don't you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really do. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayuri's page poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one I haven't read before. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. Holy shit. It just says get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But the poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Holy shit. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. What? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayuri's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayuri, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayuri. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simplest gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things would be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs and what I want to give her. I reach Sayuri's house and knock on the door. I don't expect the answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door to let myself in. Why am I feeling scared right now, dude? Sayuri? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more something of a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayuri's room, I knock on her door. Sayuri? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really don't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't this kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. It's like... Oh! Oh! What the fuck? I'm actually about to cry. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this could be real. Sorry I wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayuri I would be there for her. I told her what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to be what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. I'm actually crying. What the hell? My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I had just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know, she wanted out of a relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do to bring her back. This is some game I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 That was it? Actually? Huh? Ugh. I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to the attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend that you'll never see yourself make it to this day. But just some kind of works out because we know each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase me like this, I must feel better off running away. However, I sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up. Oh. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are unusually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Did that just glitch the entire fucking game? Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself that it's time I met some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation of joining any clubs. They erased Larry from the game! I'm perfectly content just getting by on average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there'll be any girls in it anyways. The school day is ordinary as ever, but it's over before I know it. After I pack my things, I blankly stare at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. What? Oh. Monica? Oh my goodness. I didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Uh, yeah, it has. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we already talked. But we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand out of politics around major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about budget and policy and how to prepare for events. I much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special about it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. I'm getting more and more scared the more I play this game. This should not be... This is actually freaking me out a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Literature. That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always says that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Koi. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I wouldn't ask you to join, but if you could at least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? It's very easy. Just do it like this. No. Sure, I guess I can go check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Quay. You know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica in her irresistible smile. Huh? Wait. So they actually just erased her from the game. I digitally followed Monica across the school and upstairs, a section to the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings the door open to the classroom. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. Oh. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Koi. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? But no, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably to be more mature and timid. She's like having a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet you both. So I ran into Quay in the classroom and he decided to check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you go sit down, Quay? The girls have a few desks arranged in the form of a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. I'm still not okay with the fact that it just restarted everything from day one. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you'll feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. How about I say club fan? Okay. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be really hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow from the club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacups in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, she should give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea really help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let stuff get intimidated. You're just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be my pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles at her to herself in relief. So, Quay, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I really don't have a good way to answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. She looks like she wants to say something, but keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them are amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements really immerses me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of his own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something that I can relate to from the minimal level. At this rate, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expect that from you, Yuri. Suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if the story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. Is she aware? Does she know what's going on? That's right. You usually don't write poems about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper around in the club meeting room. It looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud" and give it back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you say your poems sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. This true form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can share a sample for Yuri or Natsuki. Feel comfortable enough to share hers. God, I butchered that sentence. I am so sorry. I guess the same for Yuri. We all stand in silence for a moment. Hey, that's got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them to each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for us to participate in together. I did decide to take the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club while as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step. It seems like a good step for us to take. God, I decided to butcher my sentences out of nowhere. I am sorry. Do you agree as well, Quay? Hold on. There's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth to what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lost my train of thought. All three girls stared back at me with dejected eyes. But I'm sorry. I thought... Eh. The girl exchanges glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Quay. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. But if we don't find new members, one more member before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make clear-headed decisions when it's like this? Oh my god, this is making me feel so much more sad now because Sayuri is no longer here. And Monica's now saying that they don't have 4 members. We have 4 members, but Sayuri's dead. I will feel terrible for letting everyone down in the situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price they need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Quay? No. Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you would have just left after all this, I'd be super pissed. Quay, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Can you bring back Sayori? Cause that'll make this shit immediately better. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remembers tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting. Then we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Quay, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxious welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the plate tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. And with that, I depart from the classroom to make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I have the chance to go closer to one of the girls. Alright. I just need to make most of my circumstances, and I'm sure girlfriends will find me. I guess I have to start with writing a poem tonight. You've unlocked a special poem. I'd like to read it. Yes. Oh! What the fuck? They even took a little thing off. No! That's actually fucked! What the hell? Well, my mind's not changing. I'm still going for Yuri. But that's kind of fucked up. I hate this entirely. Okay, so more of Natsuki's words show now. They have music, heartbeat, shiny bliss, and all that other stuff. So at least I know which words to click so I can get Yuri. Cause y'all changed from Sayori's words to Natsuki's. And they took Sayori's words off. Which is honestly stupid. To be nice, I'll give you 2 words, Natsuki. Make it 5. I'll be nice to you. For now. Hi again, Quinn. Glad to see you didn't run off on us. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Quay. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if your plan is just come here, hang out, or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. She's covering this. She's covering it. I have a big mouth for someone who gives their manga collection in the classroom. Monica. Natsuki finds herself stuck in between saying manga and Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Is the back leaning? Cause it looks weird. Is it slanted? Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Quay. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointing glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might be interested in picking up a book to read. Well, I really can't say no either way. Like I said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait. I didn't mean it like that. Jesus Christ. If you really don't want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read anything, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? Yeah, it looks weird, actually. I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches to her bag and pull out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. As we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is how this girl accidentally being so cute.
She picked out a book she thinks I'd like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew.
Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
And it fixed, so it was weird.
Now that everyone settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's been waiting for the chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm a little more curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same one she lent me. More than that, she seems like it seems to be more in the first few pages.
Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She takes another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I might have did something that I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fun. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't notice it in the first place. I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Her eyes are weird. Ew. The game is weird. That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. I'm just curious to how the two copies use the same book. Well, when I stopped by the bookstore yesterday, and that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading into it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Metrikov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front of the cover. If I remember correctly, that's not the title of the first book that she gave us in the other one. Basically, it's about this religious camp that turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler. Nah, that'll be a killer book though. But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not about the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, but that's dark. So this dark turn came out of nowhere. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Koi? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into these things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be on a completely different. It's just that kind of story. is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just someone wants to be evil, but the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyways. Huh? I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. It feels like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. At least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Oh. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, if it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I just don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in the company with others. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. As soon as I understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not an apparently bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. She's reading from my book instead. Sorry. Oh. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's. Then hold my book more between two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. I feel like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yes. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Do the same thing on my right arm and hold it on the right side of the book. This way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it underneath her thumb after it flips on her side. But in holding it like this, we'll hold it even closer to get than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's if I could feel the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? Turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance up at Yuri's face again and her eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, it's okay. You're not used to You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you're being so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it on my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intermittent change. My thumb gently let go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it underneath her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she's taking guesses, things of what she says and all that. Wait! Does that mean... Because the book is about people who get cut up from limb to limb. And when we had her in our house a while ago, she was into knives. Ooh, that's why she's getting so nervous. That what you were talking about? She is! Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. She thought we figured out that she likes killing people. She's a murderer. I'm so ready for seeing that, dude. Oh my god. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand to her chest, as if she's almost feeling her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyways, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? What? Did something happen just now? Eh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does that sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyways, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured out we started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where we left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I share my poem with first? No, dude. We can't show it to Yuri. Sayuri is dead, which is great. So we can only show it to Natsuki and Monica. I don't want to show it to Monica. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. Probably only fair I share her with mine first. Share mine with her first. Oh! What the fuck?
Oh, now we're getting to the psychological horror part of this game. Yay. Fucking yay.
Oh my god, dude. I hate this. I actually hate this.
Quay, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I put in a little effort. We all start from somewhere, right? If you're still proud of your first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. No, I think you're stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's all about it. Okay. So it's the same thing as the last one. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all so philosophical and stuff. So people don't take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. That's why when it's easy to read, it hits you hard. I like this poem. See everyone around you do great things that's can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing is simply writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like it sets up for a rhythm and rhyme at the end, but it makes you fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line. So you did. I guess more went to it when I realized. That's what I mean. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you really learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I don't want to show it to this, whatever this demon is. Don't trust her. Hey, Koi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear. By the way, since you're new and all, if you have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off of go with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Quay. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's sort of barrier that we have to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Quay. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go far something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it's always counting on putting some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that your Alexis kind of writing, right? writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that as a bad thing, though. Sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally giving up on people. She spends so much time on her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place to her. That's why she's so happy when you treat her like with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so I don't blame her for coming on so strongly. Like earlier. I think she gets a little too stimulated. She ends up withdrawing and looking for a long time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time. So I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyways, would you like to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident with someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Looking at me confused, I glanced at my surroundings. The burning eyes can no longer see color. There are others in this room. They are talking. Wait, this is different. Oh, this is the second part of her thing. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced around my surroundings, but my burning eyes can no longer see color. There are others in this room. Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flashes of paper? The sound frantically scrawling, playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person for asking for feedback. It's okay. That's the kind of style I've gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot more poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What's the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I have some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after someone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you just get a big dark ink puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who's our summer poem to next? Yuri. Yes. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten up. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experiences do you have? The use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've been writing a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. It's just, Yuri chills off, unable to find an excuse. She chases her fingers along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned how to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize with new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up their own writing style separate to the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. In the end, it results in both styles and the expressiveness or weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's this her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. It sounds like an expert. Of course, it has something to do. It's something you can't be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it comes to practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that someone else in the club gives you viable feedback. Noski can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fun. I'm not sure if Yulia is apologizing to me, herself, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if this is a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Well, again, they said that it wasn't really a club until the fourth person started, which was you, the other day. So they wouldn't be able to do this. Tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow of bathing. This must be the one, the last remaining street light. Standing to test the time. Wait. Monica's is the only one that changed. Monica's poem is the only one that changed, actually. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wouldn't think that at all. But you took a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's very descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghost, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, quite. Really? I must have totally missed that point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their world. They usually do more than just tell a simple story or train a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost.
lingering in her last remaining place in comfort, unable to let go of her past. As soon as she left with nothing, but soon she'll be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing something like this. But in the end, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Koi.
Me too.
Whew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. The music got weird again. Even if it's just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is literature club after all. I sigh. I guess this ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes are on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging pieces of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What is this language?
She can't read cursive. Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you can say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have a hard time? You mean you have a hard to come up with something to say nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Quinn did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my own writing style. So, I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't. And Quinn liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress that new memory, Yuri. That's not why. Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Clay appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? How'd you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you there to fool yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? God. What? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Koi started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Oh. Okay. And all my saves are gone. Edgy bitch. Edgy. What the fuck is happening? I'm gonna save the game there. I don't know. Huh? It just changed the moniker. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you liked it, please let me know in the comments. And if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll catch y'all later.